Lots that's happened overnight in Ukraine, and here on India Today we're breaking down all of the latest developments in 5 crisp points. First update that's come in is that 10,000 assault rifles have been given to locals by the Ukraine army. So Ukrainians now can take up arms and give back and fight it out with Russia. Ukraine has confirmed that a Russian raid was held at the Hostomel airport. This is in Kyiv, in the capital, but Ukraine claims that this raid by Russia failed, so they haven't managed to gain control of the airport just yet. Ukraine has also said in its latest statement that 50 Russian soldiers have been killed and 25 have even surrendered to Ukraine. So the Ukraine government maintaining that they're putting up a fight like never before. The Chernobyl power plant has been captured right now by Russia. That's been confirmed by both Ukraine as well as Russian authorities. Now, there are steps being taken by every single country to isolate Russia. The European Union has now banned priority access of Russian diplomats, along with a slew of other measures, along with a slew of sanctions that have been imposed on Russia. I want to take this across to Gaurav Sawant. He's joining us live from Kyiv. Gaurav, you've had a very challenging and difficult 24 hours. I was watching your report from last evening when we could hear the bombing, the shelling around you. I want to understand from you right now where you are, what's happening, because your reports have been extremely eye-opening for us here in India.
Akshita, thank you very much, and a very good morning to all our viewers. It's 4:28 in the morning here in Ukraine. We are in the eastern part of Ukraine in Mariupol, and this is the Donetsk region where pitched battles have been on for quite some time. For every inch of territory, the Mariupol airfield was bombed, but Russia is following a strategy. They have selectively bombed and targeted 14 airfields and bases across Ukraine in an effort to deny airspace to Ukraine. But the Ukrainian military says that they've been able to hit back and hard. There have apparently, and this is the Ukrainian military's claim, pitched battles and dogfights between Su-27's fighter jets of the Ukrainian Air Force and Su-30 of the Russian Air Force. And the Ukrainians have claimed that 2 Russian fighter jets have been downed, 5 in all, 7 including 2 helicopters. They claim that an Hostomel airfield, which is one of the main airfields just 10 kilometers north of Kyiv, and this is a crucial center. Antonov aircraft, including the AN-32 used by Indian Air Force incidentally, Antonov aircraft are manufactured here, so this is a huge airbase. The Russians tried to capture it. Ukrainians claim that failed, that attempt failed. The Russian media seems to indicate that that attempt has succeeded. But there have been reports of firing and bombing overnight around the capital Kyiv, which has led to a lot of tension all across the region. There is panic almost in every part of Ukraine. The information, Akshita, is that around 100,000 people have been forced to leave their homes, whether it's in the capital Kyiv or in the second largest city, Kharkiv, or where we are in Mariupol in the Donetsk region. People want to leave the battle zone and move to safer areas. Such is the panic, such is the apprehension that boots on ground will be a matter of time, especially with reports, as you rightly pointed out, that Russia has taken over the Chernobyl power plant. A complaint about this has been made by Ukraine, even to the United Nations and to the United States, where Ukraine is now seeking arms for defense of their country, and 10,000 assault rifles have now been distributed to locals to protect themselves and their country from Russia.
And that's exactly what I want to ask you also about, Gaurav, about what's playing out on the ground. Is there actually a fight back from Ukrainian troops to Russia? Because as you pointed out, locals are being given assault rifles. Ukraine claims that Russia's attempt at holding and seizing the Hostomel airport also failed.
So while there is a lot of information warfare on, the fact also remains that casualties are being suffered on both sides. Videos are going viral from both sides, giving their side of the story. A lot of statements have been made by the Ukrainian army chief or the commander-in-chief of their forces and by the defense minister, interior minister. President Zelensky has made a statement saying that they are under assault. Russian invaders, as he put it, are on the streets and not very far from the capital Kyiv. But he says he's staying put in the government district of Kyiv to ensure that he's there to protect the people and to look after administration. So, people are being armed to fight back. There are instances of Russian armored personal carriers and tanks moving in. Ukraine claiming 50 Russian soldiers have been killed, also claiming 40 civilians and 10 of their soldiers were also killed in action overnight. You do now hear more air activity and targeting of multiple airfields across Ukraine.
And that's the unfortunate reality, that already the casualty count is going up on both sides. And this is the consequence of war.